Spring has officially started in this house. How do I know? The cats are losing their winter coats as we speak, which means endless brushing for me. As I was brushing Popsy, a crazy idea popped into my head. What if I took all this shed fur and wet felted it into a hat? Not a human hat. A cat hat. A highly necessary fashion piece for every feline's wardrobe. I think I have enough material, so I did some research. I will link every tutorial I used in the description. First, I needed to measure the model. We need the measurements to make the base of the hat. I used a cardboard box. Luckily, as a cat owner, I have a couple of them at all times at home. I created a resist out of the cardboard. It will stop the layers of fur from felting together on the inside. It looks really big. Hopefully it will shrink. Let's trust the process. I wrapped the resist in foil and put it on a mat because things will get wet later. Time to gather the tools and get to work.
Shushu. Nie.
For the wet felting process, we will need the mat, the resist, bubble wrap, the cat fur, soap, and warm water. I started the layout, arranging overlapping layers of fur on both sides of the resist. Ideally, you want about 7 layers for a strong felt, but I ran out of fur. I only managed about 5 layers. I hope this will work out. I used all my precious cat fur for this. After the preparations were done, I started the wet felting process. I added warm, soapy water and started the wet felting stage with gentle agitation, slowly tapping the fibers so they lock together. I changed the sides and tapped away with the help of the bubble wrap. Once it held together, I took the hat of the resist. Now it was time for fulling, the vigorous rolling and shocking the fibers with temperature changes to shrink, or, in this case, the fur. But guys, it wasn't shrinking enough. I had to salvage this. It was massive, and worse. More and more unintended holes started appearing everywhere. It was a complete disaster. I refused to let the cat's beautiful fur go to waste. I looked at the floppy, hole-filled mess and decided to perform emergency surgery. I cut out the best, most solidly felted sections of the fabric. I needed a new mold to reshape it, so I tried a kitchen bowl. I stretched my salvaged piece of felt over the bowl and tried to smooth it out. This was not working either, so I took an even smaller bowl and put the felted fabric inside. This looked promising, so I weighted it down with stones and let it set to dry in its new, smaller shape. Now, we wait. After a few days, the hat is fully dry, and honestly, with a few more cuts and reshaping, it will look like a real hat. The real question now is, does the quality control department approve? Let's bring in the models. While you enjoy the models modeling this fashionable hat, I will tell you my final thoughts on this project. This was almost a disaster. Luckily, we saved it. It is really important to keep in mind for me that I don't work with sheep fleece but cat fur, and it definitely feels different. It does not shrink as much, so the calculation needs to change. Next time, I would maybe just felt a fabric and put it on a mold or try to dry felt a hat. But first, I need to collect more fur. Let me know in the comments if you like the final product and what absolute chaos I should try making next. Subscribe for more crafting adventures, and I'll see you next time.